So, one thing I've been thinking a lot about lately is, if you want to be successful, you're supposed to study successful people and see what they did and ask them, what are you doing? How did you lose the weight? How did you build this, billion-dollar business? How did you learn this amazing skill? How did you become an Olympian? And what I found is, when you watch the videos and you read the interviews and you read the biographies, almost always the answer to what did you do to be successful is very simple. And it usually is something that you would have thought of. It's like the obvious answer. Like, hey, what did you do? You lost 100 pounds. You look great. What did you do? And before they even start talking, you already know. Oh, well, I stopped eating these things and I started eating more healthy proteins and I started going to the gym. I started drinking water. Like, oh, yeah, why did I ask you what you did? Like, I already knew that. And then, but, okay, well, all right, what about you? Like, Elon Musk, what did you do? What's the secret? Well, I read a lot and I practiced a lot. I wrote a lot of different plans down for different products, and I spent years, in a garage working and selling and building my business. And oh yeah, I think I probably could have guessed that. And that seems to always be the pattern. So if you're always looking for a secret to how these people have done what they've done, you almost always already know the answer, at least with almost everything. It seems like the answer is just some variation of I worked really hard, I put in a lot of time, and also, that person probably has a little bit of a natural tendency. And I think that's also a product of people wanting an answer that's easy. I think they want to be told either that the skilled person has some advantage that they don't have, or has some secret that they've never heard. And they'll want to hear something like, my secret regimen, or, I breathed before I lift instead of after, or I push with my legs more. And those things, is like all kinds of those things actually do help. But I think that we're looking too often in this little bits of information for a secret, when in fact all those little tips just they just add a little bit of an advantage. That's like the difference between 99 percentile and like the very, very best. But I think the majority of actually getting anything or accomplishing anything comes from just doing what you instinctively already know how to do. Instead of asking, what did you do? What were the steps that you took to become successful? Because we always know the answer already. What we should be asking is, how did you get yourself to take those steps? We know it's drink more water, exercise more, eat more vegetables, eat less sugar. So we need to stop asking, what do I need to do? We need to start asking, how do I do those? How do I get myself to do them? And then when you start thinking about it from that angle, it's actually much easier, I've found, to affect your behavior, to actually change your behavior. If you start asking, how do I get myself to take the steps that I already know are the right steps, rather than always looking for new right steps, then you can actually begin to change. So, for example, how do I lose weight? The one we've already said a couple times. You already know the steps, and so you start to say, well, how do I actually get myself to do that? Well, let's attack my weaknesses, willpower. Okay, so I guess the first thing I could do to get myself to do that is take food that's unhealthy out of my pantry, out of my fridge. Another thing I could do is, set a routine. and I go to the gym the same time every single day. That's another, how do I get myself to take the step that I already know is the right step? And you can kind of apply that to basically anything that you need to learn or anything that you need to add to your life. Because there isn't really a secret way. Almost always you already know what to do before you actually embark on something. You're looking for an easier way. I do that all the time. I'm looking for a way that, makes, maybe there's a shortcut or a secret or some special technique that I can have that'll jumpstart me to be ahead of the competition and whatever. But now I've started to think, okay, I need to do this a lot. How do I get myself to do it?